Good afternoon. I'm standing here talking to Ed from Iguana Masters, Iguana Control Service. And Ed, what's going on? First of all, where are we? Can you describe this location?
Okay, yeah, we're at the Rexford development in Century Village.
Which
here.
Century Village for those that are not?
I'm not.
Boca.
In the Boca, yes.
Boca
in the-
Raton.
in one of the
Right,
Boca
because there's
ones.
one on West Palm.
Correct.
I'm confused.
Correct.
And you've got quite an interesting piece of hardware there. Can you demonstrate that?
Well, this isn't.
Can you hold it sideways so we
Yes.
can get it?
This is a pellet gun. Okay.
Pellet gun?
Yes,
Okay.
it's not a regular gun per se.
Okay.
It doesn't shoot bullets.
Okay.
Okay. It doesn't. It's not a firearm.
I see you
This
have
is a-
orange tape around the barrel. Isn't
Right,
that
that's
to let
it.
the police know that it's
An air rifle.
an air
Correct.
rifle? Right.
Correct.
So what does it shoot if not bullets?
It shoots pellets.
Pellets. Can you
Yes.
show me what a pellet looks
I
like?
sure can.
Okay.
And hold on, I got a magazine that has one in it here too. Here we go. It just shoots a little, little tiny pellet.
So it's not a BB. It's
No, it's just a
like a
pellet.
cylinder.
Right, and
cylinder.
it's made of a very soft metal.
Okay. So why are you here? What's the problem?
Okay, this particular area here had a huge infestation in a small area
Of?
of huge iguanas. This was a very well-established colony. I pulled out over a dozen iguanas in the 6 to 7 foot range here, which is unusual. Most of the time you see them, they're not that big. So these guys have been here a while, plus a whole load of his friends as well.
Now, let me ask you this. Are there more than one type of iguana? I've heard the term green iguana.
Correct.
Can you explain that?
What we have here are green iguanas, all right? That's the species. Now, there are other species of iguanas. There are spiny tail iguanas. Those are not here. In Palm Beach County, all I ever come across is the green iguanas.
Okay.
Now, just because they're called green iguanas doesn't mean they're always green, okay? Sometimes you'll see there'll be a dark olive gray, or in this time of year, you see these big orange guys. Those are the males.
Oh.
And they're sporting off color to the females to attract mates. And
Nothing changes, right? No matter what species you go, we guys are always strutting our stuff, right?
Correct. And this
Now-
time of the year, those guys stick out.
Now, tell us about iguanas. Do they belong in this area, or
No.
what are they considered?
Iguanas are not native to Florida. They're an invasive species.
And what do
They-
we mean by invasive species?
They're-
You know what it means, but a lot of my viewers, what does that
Okay.
mean?
An invasive species is a species that isn't from here and causes problems with the other species that do live here.
Okay.
And the iguanas tend to drive out the native birds out of the trees, along with all the other damages that they cause to landscaping, property, burrowing. They'll burrow underneath swimming pools, underneath foundations, and there's a whole list of problems they cause. And their poop can be poisonous to dogs.
Oh.
And it can actually kill a dog. And there's
Right.
a lot of bad things about the iguanas.
Okay, and what are the laws regarding what you do? Obviously, you're not doing anything against the law. What are the rules about reducing the iguana population?
Okay, the state encourages all homeowners and all property owners to eradicate the iguanas on their property because they are such a nuisance here in the state. And so I'm hired to humanely dispose of these iguanas. And it's mostly done by hunting and trapping and occasionally noosing as well. Trapping iguanas isn't, some people say, well, why don't you just trap?
Right.
And that would be great, but you can't just trap because what happens is trapping iguanas is like adding another item onto a buffet table, okay? If you have 50 things out on the buffet and you put something out in a funny box, are you gonna eat it? So the iguanas are smart, so a lot of them, they won't go for traps.
Now, speaking of eating, there was once a rock song that said barbecued iguana.
Oh yeah.
Can you eat these critters?
You can eat them, and a lot of people from Nicaragua and Guatemala love to eat them. As a matter of fact, the meat is very expensive if you try to buy it online. But I personally don't recommend you eating our local iguanas because I don't know what they're spraying on the yards and trees that these iguanas may be eating, and then you may end up eating. So,
Have you ever?
I tried it once. I got to say, I didn't like it.
Oh, what was the preparation? Was it barbecued? Or?
As a matter of fact, I had some of it barbecue and some of it teriyaki, and it's rather chewy and it's very gamey and fishy tasting.
Oh.
And so I'm not a real fishy tasting guy, so that kind
So you can't say it's a lot like chicken.
My wife thought it was okay. No,
Oh.
it's not a lot like chicken.
Yeah.
But
now,
some people like it.
Getting back to your weapon of iguana destruction, what is the
Okay.
propulsion of these pellets? How is it? Is that
Okay.
compressed air? Or?
Okay, yeah, it uses compressed air to push the pellets, and my rifle is adjustable.
Uh-huh.
It has an adjustment on it, so depending on the range of how far the iguana is or what surface it's on, I can adjust the power accordingly.
And-
this way, because I have to shoot them a lot of times right off of the roofs of people's houses and right on the buildings a lot of times. So this way I have to have a lower power setting there to make sure that I don't cause any
So
damage.
what is the range of this? How far will these pellets travel?
Well, effectively on high power, maybe about 100 yards, but mostly, it's not that
Now-
bad. It is considered non-lethal.
Now, right over here behind this waterway is the tennis court. And
Correct.
One of my readers was concerned that doing this kind of activity near the tennis court.
Well,
is-
it's
what precautions do you take?
okay. It's important that even though that it is a pellet gun, okay, I do have firearms training, okay, and I make sure that all my shots are safe. There's no iguana that's worth taking any property damage, or especially in any direction towards people, and that includes the possibility of ricochets and things like that.
Sure.
An experienced marksman knows to watch for these things, okay, and that's why you don't want just any yahoo out running around with a pellet
Now,
gun.
is that a telescopic sight you have on there?
It is. It's a scope on it.
Is it
and-
possible to look through the sight with the phone? And,
I don't know. You can give it a try if you like.
let's see, my lens is right over here. So this is the hunter's eye view, but we don't...
Into the tree there.
Oh, I see a little something. I see some green through there. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I see crosshairs. Okay, so what's your score? How many times do you pull the trigger do you actually hit? What's your percentage?
I gotta say, 98%. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this if I'm not going to be,
and
right
of those
on.
98% hits,
Yeah.
did they stun on the first blow, or do you require?
The vast majority of them do. Okay, I look to take out the iguana as quickly and painlessly as possible. As a matter of fact, I have a farm of rescue animals myself, and that I had for years before I even went into this business. And so, I don't take any pleasure in what I have to do.
No.
There are some people that do. Okay,
Well,
I don't.
right.
I just want to, help eliminate a problem we have here, and do it as quickly as I can for the iguana.
Now, you get paid for this, obviously.
I do.
Who's
sir.
paying you for
The
this?
homeowners association
I
is paying
see.
me.
So
for
you
this one.
you received an inquiry. How did they hear about you?
They were recommended. I was recommended by one of the landscaping companies, I believe. Most of my work does come through recommendations. I have
Maximum, would that be Todd?
Huh?
Todd Grande, Maximum, maybe?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't know him?
Yeah, I don't know exactly who
sure.
it was, but I got.
Sure.
There's so many people that recommend me. I've been in the business a while, and I
Right.
have a really good reputation.
So how many notches do you have on your belt? Do you
Okay, last year
Yeah.
I got 2,262 iguanas. All right, and this year I'm just crawling up on 2,500 right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, do you get extra compensation
No.
for bagging them, or you
No.
just get paid to do the job?
Yeah, I charge by my time basically for the most
So
part.
has this been a productive visit here, would you say?
Yeah.
This is...
Yeah, I would say I knocked out 90% of a really huge population of old iguanas that were
But
here.
have you ever done anything on the other side of the lake? This
Is the first place.
is the north side. I've seen quite a few on the south side.
Yeah.
I ride my bicycle, and
I'm sure there are other spots that have the same problem in here that could probably use my attention, and but they need me. They know where to get me.
now, do you ever have any encounters with other wildlife like alligators?
Not alligators, but a lot of encounters with raccoons and possums, and I come across otters, and I will come across an occasional alligator, but they don't cause me any issues or anything.
Sure. Now, after you fire this and you stun it, you then approach them and...
Yeah, if it's not already dead, I immediately put another one into
I see.
its head to make sure.
and this
it's
is all
finished.
approved,
Yes, that's the
instantaneous,
Yes.
humane,
Yes, that is
minimal suffering by
Right,
the animal. Because a lot
right.
of people, they care about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this professionally for over 3 years now.
Do you ever see iguanas in your dreams?
Yes, okay, and they're more like nightmares.
Oh, I get it. Now, do you do any other pests?
I used to do the bufu toads as well, but I had problems getting guys, so now I just stick with the iguanas.
I'm sorry, what was it?
Bufu toads.
Oh, the
poisonous
toads.
cane toads.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
another invasive species that cause problems for pets.
Right.
And those are hunted at night.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not doing those now.
Right. And what's the official name of your weapon here?
Okay, this air rifle is an FX Wildcat MK3.
Can you hold it up sideways?
There you go.
Yeah, let's see that. I see. FX Wildcat Mark III, I guess.
Yeah.
MK3.
Yes.
Wow.
And there are cheaper rifles available, but they don't hold up for the kind of.
Now, Ed, if somebody watching this has
Yeah.
similar problems, they want to get in touch with you. Do you have a website or anything?
Yeah, iguanamasters.com.
All right, I want you to say that slowly again.
Okay, Iguana Masters.
Now, that would be just as it's spelled here, but without the space, right?
You're correct.
All right, .com.
And my phone number is.
Do you want to put that on Facebook? Is that all right?
That's fine.
All right, go ahead.
And my phone number is 561-309-5412.
One more time.
561-309-5412, and I serve Palm Beach County.
Okay. All right. So we're going to cut this right now, but then we're going to walk over to your truck. You're going to show us.
Show you the one last big boy I pulled out of here today.
Yeah, that's great. All right. Thanks, Ed. We'll pick this up in a moment. Okay, this is Fred Hadley again, and we are now alongside the truck belonging to Iguana Masters, the Iguana Control Service, available here in Palm Beach County. As you can see, the phone number is plainly visible, 561-309-5412. So we're going to get a look at what has been achieved today. And we got Ed coming in now with one of his recent kills, I guess is the word to use. That is a dead iguana, right?
It is.
Yeah, okay. Can we just see like the front of it there? So what does something like that weigh?
This one weighs, I would guess, about 12 pounds.
12 pounds?
Yeah.
And what is the range of weight from big to small or small?
Okay, the biggest one I've ever gotten has been just over 7 foot. And I'm not exactly sure how much.
What would you estimate?
Probably 18 pounds.
18 pounds.
Yeah.
Now, what can you tell us about the frost? You know, when they go up in the trees, what happens in the winter here?
Okay, the winter really doesn't affect them as much as people like to believe.
Okay.
Most of the smaller, medium-sized iguanas go underground in their burrows.
Okay.
During the nighttime, so they don't. The cold doesn't affect them as much. The bigger boys will stay up in the trees, and they may get stunned, and then they'll fall out. But as soon as it warms up, they come right back to life.
So they defrost, in other words.
Well, yeah, because they don't actually freeze, okay?
So what would you call that? Is that a state of hibernation?
Like a state of hibernation.
State of hibernation.
Yeah, because as soon as they warm up, they
now
perk
all
back
reptiles can do that?
I'm not sure about that, but the iguanas definitely can. And the only way the iguana is going to die is if he freezes solid.
Oh.
And so it would take a few hours at least, and depending on how big it is, of below freezing weather for that to happen. And we don't get that ever.
Those claws look very sharp.
They are. They are very, very sharp.
So what would
And so
happen?
are the teeth.
Do alligators ever attack iguanas?
Yes, the alligators will eat iguanas. Okay.
Are they able to?
They'll attack them if they're in the water, but they'll also eat them, scavenge them if they're dead in the water.
Oh.
Okay. Sometimes they end up in the water, and then the turtles and the fish and the alligators will eat the carcasses.
I see you wearing camouflage pants.
I am trying to sneak up on them, you know.
Well, Ed, you've been very, very generous with your time. I see here are some of the other critters that you've possibly go after.
Yeah, I used to, not anymore.
Oh, what is that? That's
it's
a toad?
Bufu toad. Yeah. They're another problem here in Palm Beach County.
Sure.
But,
All right. Well, once again, this has been Fred Hadley, and we've had a very good interview with Ed from Iguana Masters. And that website again is iguanamasters.com. No space, though, between Iguana and all one word. Okay.
I'm
Thank-
also on Facebook
Oh, yes.
at Iguana Masters, two
Okay.
separate words.
Okay.
And I'm also on Instagram,
Okay.
Iguana Masters, one word.
Okay.
And thank you, and I thank you, Fred.
Okay, thank you very kindly for providing a valuable service, and I know we're in good hands with you. You seem to be well informed and conversant with all the rules and regulations. So thank you very much, Ed.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye now.